Xbox fans got burnt by what? The sunlight for finally leaving their rooms?
Much as I may go home, use my Xbox, and basically be satisfied, it is a rather dark time to be an Xbox fan if you believe
Like always.
the lamentations of Xbox's influencer base, who are deeply furious at the potential plans for exclusivity. There are cries of betrayal, of abandonment, and more flying around the internet. A lot of people thinking, Phil, you said you would be dispensing games to us. Where are the games? And it's being heard by
Are you not satisfied with Starfield, Redfall, the Halo game that no one really likes? Are you not satisfied, Xbox fans?
quite a large audience. But is this merely the culmination of a years-long plan that Xbox laid a while back, where they have set themselves up to fail and to be rather trite, that they are now reaping what they had sown? And speaking of that, well, I've got a seed you should sow. Today's sponsor. There ain't a sponsor, but you can still help us. Hitting the subscribe button is their exclusivity plans, doing things like putting major games over in PlayStation, because hey, Starfield will sell copies in PlayStation, and as much as Sony will...
Really now? Starfield is gonna actually sell on Are we just having a giant laugh here?
be happy enough to take a 30% of that, Xbox, will want that 70% because overall, well, they're trying to make money out of gaming, not just out of consoles. This is, of course, amidst a backdrop of Xbox console sales being weak. The statistic that really shocked me personally is that in the year 2023, the Xbox Series S and Series X, in fact, underperformed the trend of the Xbox One. Now, of course, the Xbox One was a rumbly era. You had to buy it with a Kinect at the start. It had this entire ambition as laid out, of course, by Don Matrick, a bit of a gaming villain, or at least notable figure. Well, it would actually be taking over your whole home console, your whole everything. You'd be watching TV on it. That is how bad the launch of the Xbox One is.
True, but I actually do commend them for trying, because trying that is actually a smart business decision move. Now, admittedly, it failing is bad, obviously, but hey, can't fault them for trying. But you can fault them for taking the instantaneously all-hands-in approach. There's a reason why eBay took 5 years to slowly change the color of their logo, gradually pixel by pixel, not instantaneously.
But even with all those problems, the Xbox One did...
Okay, it wasn't 5 years, but you know.
It have one thing going for it, and that is the Xbox 360 was damn successful. Problem is, though, the Xbox One struggled. Its follow-up has also struggled. So all of those things are rather grim for Microsoft. Their whole point had been to absolutely hammer home that they were Xbox, not just a console, but Xbox, a platform everywhere, on your phone, on cloud, on PC. And in fairness, they made moves towards that. Instead of doing a Fire Stick-like device, now you can just get Xbox streaming pre-installed on your TV. We got a new TV recently, and it has Xbox streaming stuff built in. But even with all of that, they're clearly losing. Something that makes us think of Sega and the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast actually had some really, really cool games, but
Bro, this was crazy. Like, Crazy Taxi. Bruh, that was crazy.
Ultimately, what happened is Sega, with hardware dwindling, they moved into being a software company. That might seem odd for Xbox, but remember, they are a part of Microsoft who do specialize in software. So, the idea then that the exclusivity could be going away, that's actually led to some people thinking, oh my god, will there even be an...
Wait, that's such a stupid, preposterous idea. Oh my god. Okay, let me explain you what all the businesses are doing, what Microsoft and everything else as big as Microsoft is doing. No company at this point wants to just continue on being a monopoly on whatever the thing that they are currently doing. Microsoft doesn't want to be the guys who are known for having Windows and that being the main operating system that everyone uses, okay? Every company that's big enough has come to the conclusion that, hey, if we create this super amazing big new thing in the sector that we're already in, Well, we're not even probably gonna get more than 1% of stranglehold on the market war if we do it. But if we start moving into a different sector, well, now we can get instantaneously 30% of the pie, and that is more money in general, and that has more potential because if you're a monopoly, well, you don't have really a lot else to do in your monopoly. You might as well just expand. And this is what a lot of these companies have done. You saw it with Amazon. Amazon took over, shipping and all of those things with Amazon Prime and whatnot. What did they do? Well, they made their own fucking planes because creating their own logistics network is actually cheaper than buying someone else to do it for you. Bam!
Xbox next time, what's going to happen? The reason why this has led to some...
So this idea that Microsoft buys Xbox and says like, oh well, Xbox is not doing too good, but we're just selling Windows anyway, is stupid. It's like that time when everyone was like, oh my god, Twitch is losing money. They better sell their service as an IPV. God damn it. I hate when people who have no idea what the hell even the word business means start talking about business. Oh, we have the most popular streaming service in the world, but it's not making enough money or any money or whatnot. Let's just completely abandon it. Do you not see how stupid that sounds?
Very, I would say hilarious.
Do you think Microsoft bought Twitch without, not Microsoft, but do you think Amazon bought Twitch without knowing its current situation? Oh, just stop.
Online, well, fandom. And a specific strategy that Microsoft really have been driving home since the Xbox One launch. They have been going directly towards the creation of fandom, one built around their brand and of course designed to get people to pledge their loyalty to that brand, not just to simply use that brand's product. The idea that you don't...
They're not trying to get people to pledge their alliance to the brand. The brand's existence is like a byproduct of Microsoft trying to be a part of your everyday life and everything. And the Xbox that does everything was just a part of it.
Don't play Xbox, you love Xbox. That you, dear gamer, bleed green. As an example, take a quick look at the language in this post that they did. Over 92 million views. Fans made this the most watched Xbox show ever. And look, to you and me, this is just a brand talking the way that a brand does. But to a lot of people who bought into Starfield thinking that it would be the next Skyrim, who maybe look at some of those PlayStation games and think, oh, that's a real shame that I don't get to play that game, but hey, the good times are coming. Phil is about to dispense, and the amazing games will be there. And of course, there has been disappointment after disappointment, underperformance after underperformance. And while some of this language that is constantly used so much in Xbox communication may, to you or me, just be marketing stuff, to them, well, actually, that's kind of something that they believe. And there's many reasons for that. One of them is just the idea of, hey, video games, great, I love them. I love these ones, and I love how they're doing it. Because look at so much of Microsoft's speech. It's been about access to games. More access in more places. It's all really sounded quite good. Even if you were to look at their social media platforms, you see Xbox are way more banterous. Even just going through their replies, they have a tone, and I think it's a really, really successful one. The problem, of course, is what happens if you do all that marketing and you create that relationship, but then the people feel rather betrayed. This is where I'm going to go to a very scathing bit of James Wood's write-up from the recent layoffs from Xbox. He says this: "It's the ideation endgame of the console wars, a term I felt physical pain just typing. Us and them, blue and green, no one seems to mind what the red does. The Xbox community and the rest. This divide is one of the oldest tricks in the playbook, but Xbox has infused it with contemporary internet language and cozy vibes. How do you do, fellow children? In a kitten sweater and RGB headset, it ceaselessly pumps out gimmick hardware ranging from controllers to mini fridges to toasters. I mean, hey, If you want to give me the Xbox fridge or the Xbox toaster, I will accept it. Anyway, James goes on to say it uses free marketing arms like the Xbox MVPs to push them, reassuring everyone involved that not only is Xbox in the joke, but so are you. Its social media presence is awash with cutesy community affirmations and gamer-first hashtags. Absolutely scathing, of course.
Huh? The hell is this all supposed to mean? Is this just a giant PR thing?
The context here is this is an article that he's writing.
Well, yeah, this is obviously just a giant PR thing, but I mean, like, bruh, can you make it, like, less on the nose?
After the layoffs happen. That does ring true. It certainly rings true to me looking at what that brand pumps out. And in fairness, I think that Xbox, they've essentially ran into a problem where they don't have that much hard power. Now, in terms of actual developer staff, they have amazing development talent, yes. But as compared to...
Do they? They bought Bethesda, and they bought Blizzard for a combined of like 16 billion or something. I'm not sure if they have a lot of talent.
Sony, well, Sony has had the bangers. Xbox has, not had the bangers. And that's what takes me to the thing that I think Xbox have done really well up to now, and that is soft power. Now, there's a difference between soft power and hard power. A really good example of hard power is, hey, here's a load of tanks and dudes with guns. An example of soft power is, look at that, everyone loves, The King and Doctor Who, right? You know, British cultural things. That's the kind of idea of soft power. It's that, like, stuff in the mind, in the culture, and that's what Xbox has.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna paraphrase this correctly, but, yeah. This was questionable. There are concepts of soft power, weak power, and pretty much there's a concept of almost anything you can imagine that has the term soft and hard attached to it. Like hard magic systems where everything is defined, and soft magic systems where things are more fluid and not exactly defined as how they work. I think magic systems are the easiest way to give the example. Hard magic systems are systems where everything works in a specific way because everyone understands how everything works. Soft power systems are, well, I do this and suddenly a fire appears. I do this, there's no difference, but suddenly water appears. And there's no explanation how that fucking works or why that works. That is essentially the difference here. And for this example, he's essentially trying to say, PlayStation... No, wait, is it PlayStation? But he's essentially saying, having games is hard power, but having fan adoration is soft power because you can't. It's not really tangible, but it's there, and it's something that people want and need. I guess. I mean, that was a horrible example, Billy. And what are you doing with your life?
I think done so well. In a world where their console sales have been as bad as they have been, they've somehow done a very good job of staying relevant and actually having a direct consumer relationship.
Yeah, they're one of the two big players out there. He's essentially trying to say that that's soft power, that there's Xbox fanboys. Okay, there's also PlayStation fanboys. But Xbox doesn't have games, so that's their lack of hard power, but PlayStation does. That's essentially what he's saying. I mean, okay.
Their marketing team has absolutely done brilliant work. The problem is, their business...
Don't agree with that.
...strategy has not been able to deliver on the relationship that their marketing team has so successfully created.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly the Xbox marketing is, even.
And that is what brings us to the betrayal. This is quite something. So, I first noticed it with this from Daniel Amat. We seriously need to address how people have become extremely parasocial towards brands, celebrities, and influencers. He is absolutely correct. We can talk about Twitch drama, we can talk about YouTube drama, let's not. But here's just a post from somebody on Reset Era saying, this is going to sound stupid, but does anyone else feel like they're getting broken up with? That's just like what one person said, you know, in a comment. But then, what kept on happening is, well, 67,000 people tuned in to listen to one of the Xbox superfans, Tim Dog, go through the rumors and claims in a 7-hour-long Twitter space that was entitled, "I'm not an Xbox fanboy anymore." Yep, 66.6k tuned in February 5th. Going
That's
over
a
to
lot.
Reset Era, and this is interesting because Clobril is somebody, I think that's how they, their handle is pronounced, I'm not sure, but anyway, they were recently shouted out by Phil Spencer himself on the Xbox podcast, but they announced that they'll be leaving the platform and eventually retiring their platform. And this seems to be par for the course. There's another Xbox superfan, Peter Ovo, who...
I thought that this is a troll account. When I saw this guy tweet about Starfield when Starfield just dropped down, I thought that this is a troll account. I thought that this is this guy's trolling. That's not good, Xbox. Your fans are retarded.
who posted this, and to a whole bunch of us, like, from the outside, this looks like some sort of, I don't know, like, you know that game We Happy Few? Where it's like there's some parallel reality going on and we're not, like, in on it? Xbox has lost Tim Dog. Xbox might lose Clobril. Riskit is unhappy. So many have messaged saying they're leaving Xbox consoles. This is a nightmare. Now, again, is this what I...
Is this the big PR he's talking about, like a couple of Twitch accounts? That's a bit low.
Feel to be a rational way to just react to a brand? I would say no, but it can be understood, because think about how Xbox manage their community, manage their Twitter, all of those things. And I'm not saying that's an overtly evil plan. I'm saying that is a very sound soft power strategy that was very well executed by very talented, well put together people who work at Xbox, and they did their job really well. And when they are just having banned...
I don't know if I'm gonna agree with that when I thought that one of these accounts is a troll considering what was said about Starfield.
running the company accounts, I'm sure that is genuine from those real people. And that does mean that even though this is all in service of a brand, it is fundamentally powered by people having a bit of a connection with each other. And that's how you end up with a situation like this. Now, as for our take in the entire situation, I and we, as a team, we think that Xbox are essentially taking a very realistic look at where they are with the console competition. I think they've realized that with their new plan, they just can't win. I mean, you buy Bethesda, you get Starfield, you're thinking, okay, great, this will be the next Skyrim, the next Fallout, we're going. We are bussin'. Apparently, as they say.
Yes.
What happens? Well, Starfield does sell super well. I think it's like the 11th overall this year, if memory...
Bro, what do you mean Starfield sells well? Is this Steam lists? No, so this includes free the Xbox. Oh, I'm saving so much money by having the Game Pass active 12 months for, $200 and I get one free game every year that I want to play. Oh, I'm saving so much money. Is that what does that have this included? Because yeah,
serves from 2023 sales, but it probably could have been more than 11. It would have been more if it was out on PlayStation. It would have been more if it was a better game. But I think the bit that will really sting is that with Starfield as a console exclusive system seller and Game Pass platform seller, they still had very weak hardware sales in spite of deep discounts and all of these things that should be going in their favor. That is the bit that is just really rough, because even when you have a big new Bethesda RPG, well...
Why would anyone with a PC, even a 5-year-old PC, my PC is by the way 5 years old, I can still play all games pretty much normally at this point, and why would anyone with a PC even fucking contemplate buying an Xbox if everyone knows that Xbox doesn't have games on it? People who don't care about consoles like myself know and have heard the saying that Xbox doesn't have games. Why don't buy an Xbox, buy a PS. That's it. So yeah, I guess.
Well, turns out you've got Tears of the Kingdom, Mario and stuff like that, and the Nintendo Switch is still absolutely insane with its sales. So ultimately, this is a business move. Look, Sega, they went away from consoles, and that maybe means there's a humongous pie they don't have right now. But what do? They sell video games. And they may not always have the best time doing that, but certainly looking at Xbox, looking at all the studios that they own, we can all see that they could easily have a pretty damn good time just selling video games. That said, they have got strengths as an organization in artificial intelligence, in cloud computing, so they'll want to leverage those things to defeat Sony, because Microsoft is essentially saying,
Bro, starting a clip with Fallout 76, I mean, that's desperation.
okay, well, the next 10 years, the next 20 years will be defined by AI and cloud. So, you know what, Sony? Fine. Have your consoles, we'll make money in those, and while that's happening, what are we going to do? We're going to be there in cloud, and we're going to try to,
That's fine, but what if Sony is not doing the same thing? I actually don't know. Is Sony doing the same thing? I haven't heard that Sony does any of this. I assume they would, because Sony actually has a stake in weapons, TVs, microwaves, and pretty much everything. Sony is gigantic.
Spread their tendrils into the future, while Sony is happy making, a lot of money, a lot of success right now. And of course, this change in plan means that people who are bought into the old plan feel pretty damn bad. And ultimately, that's just how it works with fans. We've all forgotten, fandom. Fan. What is fan short for? It is short for fanatic. And that is a fairly extreme statement, but sometimes it is actually apt. What happens is fans acquire capital by showing that they have bought into that fandom. Things like buying merch, having all seasons of a show on physical media. The more of that kind of fandom capital you have, the bigger the fan you are. The more you're actually bought into that whole ecosystem. There is another angle to it though, and that is, so there's, buying sort of that fandom capital. Another
Wait, what is... Oh, that's Redfall.
To it though, and that is, so there's,
Yeah, that's Redfall.
buying sort of that fandom capital. Another side is creating fandom capital. When I say capital, I just mean your sort of resources, your kind of clout, etc. within a given community. Fan art.
Okay, I don't agree with anything here. Xbox is not a ban... Bruh, Microsoft is not abandoning Xbox because they have future ideas. Those future ideas involve Xbox because that's a part of... Pain! Anyway, I guess that's it. This was Quizzer 7. That was Belly Your Gaming. It is what it is. And, without any further ado, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.